My girl is the kind of girl that keeps me satisfied. She keeps me satisfied, oh yeah. She goes right to my head. Long days, a little dress, she tempts with the devil's sweet caress. And I must confess, oh no, my heart skips like a stone. Whoa, well, there's no four-letter word I know that can sing her eyes and play her soul, my autumn rose.
Oh my God, the intro's different. The title of the video's different. What's happening? So the reason for the changes are twofold. One, this is not a true crime video. So I didn't want to put it under the title of Coffee and Crime Time, because then you've always got those people who are like, this isn't about crime. Understandably so. When I made the James Charles video, I had multiple of those comments, which is fine. If you don't think it's a crime that somebody might be a predator, or if you don't think it's a crime that other people might be calling that person a predator when they are potentially not, I guess that's your opinion. But what we're going to talk about today is definitely not true crime. I mean, it might fall under true crime, because what Jake Paul did to my boy Cody is a damn crime. And the second reason that I'm drinking tea today instead of coffee is because I'm pretty sure I have strep throat. Whatever it is that you have when you have these red lumps all over your throat, that's what I have. My throat hurts so bad. So I thought tea would be a better option than coffee, even though I'm not gonna lie, I did already have coffee today. But it's tea time now. It's tea time and talk. And that's what I'm calling this. And in the future, if I ever do any of these videos where I talk about things that aren't technically true crime, or just things I want to chat about, that's what I will title it, so that nobody can get upset. And I mean, come on, I made like 25 true crime videos this week. If you don't like this one, if you just are here for the true crime videos, go pick one of those and watch it, because I made plenty. So it's my channel. I want to talk about this. It's close to my heart. It infuriated me, and I want to chat with you guys about it. So let's get started. So if you're not familiar with who Jake Paul is, I mean, who doesn't know who Jake Paul is? Jake Paul is the worst YouTuber ever. And if you're not familiar with who Cody is, you should become familiar with who Cody is, because Cody is hilarious. I watch his videos religiously. I never miss one. They make me laugh every single time. He does a series called That's Cringe with a friend of his, Noel Miller, who's also hilarious. He and Noel go on tour together. They've been on tour twice, and I've tried to get tickets both times, and they've sold out so fast I couldn't, which has been the biggest heartbreak of my life. So when I saw that Jake Paul made a video called Confronting Internet Bully Cody I was like, is this a joke? He's not serious. I mean, Jake Paul is not a smart man, to say the least, but he's also not, I feel like he's not that stupid, right? He has to be business-minded to some extent to have gotten to where he's at. So this has to be a joke. So I watched the video, and at first I'm thinking it is a joke, because the opening scene is Cody and Jake basically meeting at this place, and I'll get into it in a minute, and I'm thinking that it's like a joke, and as it goes on, he's so ridiculous in this video that I pretty much had to watch it twice before I got the point that he was, I think, trying to be genuine. So this video has 2.8 million views, and it cracks me up because the description says his face was priceless, and then it says new merch here, and then a link to Jake Paul's merch. Now Jake Paul, in my opinion, has no business calling anybody anything, honestly, much less a bully, because Jake Paul is notorious for being a bully. He's had countless people who lived at his Team 10 house, which is basically a house that he bought to bring other YouTubers there so that he could take all their money. Countless accusations of bullying and harassment and just being a complete douchebag from these people who live there. My dislike for Jake Paul goes so deep that once I saw Aiden watching a video of Jake's, and I lost it. Like, I had to take him aside. I sat him down, and I said, if I ever see you watching a video with that guy in it again, you will be grounded for life. I was more serious about it than I was if I'd seen him like talking to a stranger or riding his bike without a helmet. Because just like those things, watching Jake Paul videos as a child, as an adult, as a human being with more than one brain cell, it's detrimental to your health. So I'm gonna play you some clips from this video, and I'm going to talk to you about about Jake Paul's effort to make himself relevant again. Because since the whole Shane Dawson series, Jake Paul hasn't been getting as much attention as he wanted. And he saw the whole, Tati and James Charles thing happen. He saw how many views it got. He saw the buzz it got. He saw how it was making national news. And he said, I'm about to have myself a Tati moment here. I'm gonna expose another YouTuber for doing something wrong. And everybody is going to applaud me for it. And actually, the exact opposite happened. Not only were people embarrassed for him, but pretty much that's it. I think people were just embarrassed for him. Let's just play it. I'm gonna put my headphones on so you guys can't hear my side of the audio, but. So like I said, his video starts off with him walking into this room where Cody Co is. Cody Co, like a normal person should, stands up to slap him up. And Jake Paul's like, I'm not gonna shake your hand, because Jake Paul's a child. Because to Jake Paul, YouTube is what's real. To Cody Co, who obviously, takes YouTube seriously because he makes videos on YouTube, but he doesn't think it's the world. He doesn't think what happens on YouTube leaks into real life. Cody makes videos on a lot of people, and he's a commentary channel, so he makes fun of them, essentially, but in a funny, hilarious, and lighthearted way. He's never mean, he's never, vicious. And most of these people end up liking the videos that he makes about them. They end up reaching out to him, they end up thinking that it's funny, and they get a lot of exposure from him making the videos about them, so it's a win-win. Outside of YouTube, if these people that Cody makes videos about sees him out on the street, they're not gonna be like, screw you, guy, you made fun of me on the internet. That's how it starts out.
There's a douchebag named Cody Co, and we are about to f his life up. Is that a good intro?
The first words that he says in the video, there's this douchebag, Cody Co, and we're about to F his life up. In a video that's titled, Confronting Internet Bully Cody Co. What was it that you just did within the first 2 seconds of this video? You called him a name, and then you said you were gonna F his life up. Not hypocritical at all.
Perfect.
Thanks, Mom. Nah, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Not really.
I'm just kidding. Kind of. Not really.
I'm about to confront one of my biggest haters, 28-year-old wannabe comedian Cody Co.
Then he calls him a wannabe comedian. All right, wannabe comedian, Cody Co. Cody Co's not a wannabe comedian. Cody Co actually, as a profession, is a comedian. He goes on the road, he sells tickets that are sold out, like I already said. People want to see him and Noelle so much because they're so funny that these tickets sell out for his comedy shows. So technically, he's a working, legitimate comedian, Jake Paul.
Or I saw this Cody Co guy for the first time when he was working at Full Screen, which is like a YouTube community network, as like a little back-end tech developer.
A little back-end tech developer is quite a condescending thing to say about somebody's profession. And not just Cody Co's past profession, but every single person who now holds the occupation of tech developer.
He just shits on people to become famous. That's it. I'm not YouTube's hero. I'm not here to save the day and do like all this stuff.
Do. Okay, so that's a sign of, obviously, to me, a low intelligence, because this kid here, Jake Paul, he clearly doesn't know what he wants to say. He knew he wanted to call somebody out, and Cody Co's made videos about him and his brother, Logan Paul, in the past. So he picked Cody randomly out of all the people who have made hate videos on Jake, because many people have, and he was like, I'm gonna call this guy out. But he didn't formulate an actual plan of what he was gonna say. He just turned on the camera and he went for it.
But this guy, Cody Co, is a bully. He's a cyber bully, and I fucking hate cyber bullies. I hate it. It's the worst thing in the world. People hiding behind their computers, talking shit about other people.
Jake Paul hates cyber bullies. It's the worst thing in the world. He doesn't probably hate actual real life bullies because he is one. So in order for him to hate real life bullies instead of just cyber bullies, he would have to hate himself.
It's consumed our generation, it's consumed our society, and I think it's largely in part to do with these negative trolls.
It's consumed our generation, it's consumed our society, and I think it's don't know what to think because I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I just Googled cyberbullying and then pulled some stuff off of Wikipedia about what it does to society and the world. And I don't actually have a thought of my own to continue this sentence with. It was like his own head was hurting when he was trying to form an original thought.
Online who have 2.5 million subscribers, all the way to people like Keemstar who have even more subscribers than that just spread negativity into the earth. I fucking hate it. I don't understand it, and I want to like put a voice up against it.
Put a voice up against it.
To maybe start a conversation about how we can stop it, and maybe not support these types of people who are literally causing the youth to be like negative and have like a lot of animosity in their souls. The reason I feel like I can like touch on this subject and it be completely fair is because Cody Co.
It's rich to me that Jake Paul is making comments about anybody causing the youth to become ruined or have animosity in their souls. Jake Paul's main demographic are little kids. His videos, in my opinion, are not appropriate for little kids to watch. He literally acts like a 12-year-old in the body of a grown man the entire time. He harasses his neighbors. He plays vicious pranks on his roommates. He had a scandal not too long ago where he and a bunch of his friends and his assistant accused some other guy of basically physically assaulting this girl, his assistant, I think she was, and the other guy was like, that's absolutely untrue. Come to find, Jake Paul and his minions, they made the whole thing up. I don't know what they were trying to do, but then Jake had to come out and say, it wasn't a good example for my audience. Yes, it wasn't a good example for my audience. So who are you now to point to anybody else and say, you're bad for the youth of this world? He came into this video with the idea that it was going to be easy to just sit down in front of the camera, hit record, and then lay Cody bare. Once he got there, he realized he's not smart, so he doesn't actually know how to vocalize an idea that's not his own, because he's not against cyberbullies. He doesn't hate cyberbullies. He probably loves cyberbullies if they're not bullying him.
Has made probably like 10 videos now and dozens of tweets talking shit about not only me but my brother, and they're some of his like most viewed videos.
They're some of his most viewed videos because they're hilarious. The Jake Paul teacher diss track, hilarious. Why do I get the feeling that Jake doesn't really care about the youth of America or anybody else that was affected by Cody's bullying? It's because Cody was talking about him and Logan.
Like I said, I don't like making these videos, and like to me it's kind of like, just fucking just like doing shit just to like talk shit about each other. But no, that's not actually the case. And where this video is going.
Where is this video going, Jake? I think we all want to know, because we are now 2 minutes and 18 seconds into it, and you still haven't really told us where it's going.
I am going to confront Cody Co. in person today.
Oh, you're going to confront Cody Co.
My friend Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Has like a podcast, YouTube kind of show where he interviews guests. And Cody Co. is going on to his barbershop guest podcast thingy today.
So he talks about his friend Jeff, who has like this barbershop podcast. And when he's even talking about his friend Jeff, he's demeaning and condescending to his podcast barbershop thingy. He's kind of like, this isn't even on my radar. And this Jeff guy, I'll tell you about this Jeff guy, but just the fact that this Jeff guy would be friends with Jake Paul, it says so much about him, or so little.
And Jeff called me and was like, yo, I know you and Cody have had beef in the past. I thought it'd be funny if you came out and you confronted Cody in person and got his reaction on camera. Because Jeff, like me, doesn't with like this cyberbully, like, let's talk shit about people and bring them down.
So Jeff was like, I think it would be funny if you come on and, confront Cody. And then Jake goes into because he doesn't mess with these cyberbullies. He doesn't like it either, he's against it. So he's trying to make it seem like he has an ally in this guy, Jeff. At first, Jeff thought he should do it because it was funny. But then, Jake switches gears because he kind of realizes that using a confrontation like this for views, which is clearly what both Jeff and Jake did in this situation, is no better than cyberbullying, and in fact might be considered cyberbullying depending on your loose interpretation of it. So he's like, wait. let me switch gears and say it's because Jeff doesn't like cyberbullying either, and we are both putting up a voice against it.
And so that's why he wants to like see what would happen, and he's not okay with it, and he kind of wanted to like have a voice in this as well, to try to like stop this type of shit from happening, or just not to stop it from happening, but just to like voice that it's not okay.
I've never heard somebody say the word voice in a video so much that has nothing to do with having an actual voice.
Let's take a look here. Cody Co, pretty good videos.
So now I think it's time to maybe throw some shade at his brother.
So he's just deciding all of a sudden that it's time to shit on somebody.
Jake Paul.
No, Jake, I don't think he just decided that it was time to shit on you. I think what happened is he planned this video. He planned what topics he was going to talk about, who he was going to talk about, and what he was going to say about them before he sat down and hit record. Because real YouTubers, they plan out their videos and they plan what they're going to talk about and what they're going to say in the videos before they sit down in front of the camera. So you should give it a try.
If you don't know, his fan base, he's dubbed them Jake Paulers. Creative. He came out with a song, a new song. They both come out with songs, actually. Logan's, I watched that one. He's dressed up as a minion.
Jake's face is just getting more and more agitated. Look at him.
I don't know who the f made that call. Who signed off on that? Who was like, yeah, dude, for your first single?
What? You see Jake, he's just getting more and more agitated. As soon as the minion thing comes out, Jake's like, minions? You brought minions into this? I object.
Ever for the video, you should definitely dress up as the thing that everybody in America hates most.
I can't imagine like being a human and having this much hatred inside. Like,
I've already seen this, but every time that part comes on, where he says, I can't imagine being a human and having this much hatred inside. When Cody was talking about minions, oh, it gets me every time.
you have to belittle somebody so much that like you're just shitting on every little possible detail that this person is doing.
Everyone in the world, actually. Who the f likes Minions? My mom. That's it. It's every day, bro. It's the title. That's the title of it. I haven't checked it out yet. Honestly, I've been waiting because I wanted to.
Honestly, he's terrible. Like these videos are terrible. Like I don't even want to watch them.
Okay, so what happened here is, first of all, Jake's showing like 2-second clips of Cody, and then he's like, I can't even watch it. It's terrible. Well, you kind of cherry picked what clips you were gonna show, and you know what context you were gonna show them in. So of course, it looks like it's not that funny. And even so, Cody Co in his clips that Jake Paul completely like edited biasedly and picked biasedly and then played this like creepy music over the background of it, those clips were funnier than Jake Paul has ever been in his entire life.
The point is, here's some examples of like the people he shit on, the jokes he's made about people. It's just not acceptable.
This is Logan Paul with better hair.
Now that's magic.
Oh, wait, what the f kind of M. Night Shyamalan ending was that? This is another absolute classic starting situation right there, folks. You know, when you're juggling your soccer ball alone.
You gotta move on.
Oh, Jesus f***ing Christ. You know this is not comedy. You can do this with anything.
I'm not really sure if that's the right thing. And he's like, come on, just do it. It's not a big deal.
Who the f do you want to date?
I'll have my daily dose of vitamins, and I'll make a couple of these health drinks.
Camus powder?
Oh, dude, you're drinking cum powder?
He's just a ball of hatred that has a fan base.
Okay. Jake Paul plays some clips from Cody's videos, and the last two clips, especially to me, were from extremely funny videos. The last one was from the morning routine video. It's hilarious. And I know for a fact, because Cody Co has since come out and made like a very short 6-minute response to this, I guess you could call it, because there's no response to this, but he came out and made like a really short response to it. He said the guy who was in that video actually reached out to him and said that was hilarious, like this is awesome. It's funny. It's funny. It's not malicious. There's no ill intent. It's funny. That video, the morning routine video, was hilarious. And the other one with the two blonde girls, they're called Girl Defined. And that video, at least 25 other YouTubers made commentary, funny videos about that video. And in the video, Cody and Noel are never like rude or mean to these girls, but it is commentary and it's voicing what we kind of were all thinking when we watched the video.
He's just a ball of hatred?
After these clips, he says he's just a ball of hatred. Now, I don't know Cody personally. I said he was my boy, right? But I don't know him personally. I wish I did. There is not one thing about that man that makes him a ball of hatred. He makes videos making fun of other people's videos. It's funny. He is never hateful. There's never any hate speech. It's funny. Everybody thinks they're funny. Tell me one person that doesn't find Cody Ko's videos funny. I have never watched a Cody Ko video and said, he is a ball of hatred. This guy is just so full of hate.
He's just a ball of hatred that could affect the world. Like I said, I don't want to be like the YouTube's hero right now.
YouTube's hero again. So this is the second time that he said, I don't want to be YouTube's hero. In fact, Jake, I think that's exactly what you're trying to be, or what you want us to think you are. Because who comes on a video and keeps saying something like, I don't want to be YouTube's hero or anything. Like, I'm not trying to be YouTube's hero. In my opinion, in his 12-year-old mind, that's exactly what he thought he was doing. And the fact that he said it twice now, it leads me to believe that that's what he actually thought was going to be the result of this video.
But I do want to see how he will react when he's confronted in person. This guy is 28 years old, like sitting behind the computer making fun of like kids that are younger than him.
First of all, he's not sitting behind the computer. He is sitting in front of the computer. He's showing his face. He's putting his name on it. He's not doing it anonymously. He's not sitting behind the computer. He's not a troll who signs onto YouTube with a fake account with no profile picture and starts saying horrible things in your comments. And then you look and they just made their account like that day, and they clearly just made their account to troll you and be a hateful person. Cody Ko sits in front of the computer. His face is right there. We know who he is. He stands behind what he says. Second of all, just because some of the people that Cody Ko talks about in his videos may be younger than him does not mean that they are kids. Jake Paul wants you to believe, if you've never seen Cody Ko's videos, that Cody is literally just like making fun of children. That's the image he's trying to put in your head, and it's false.
And he's comedic. Like, yes, some of this stuff is funny. Like, it's funny to make jokes about people, and like that's okay. But he's definitely crossing the line in a huge way.
I'm glad that Jake admitted it's funny to make jokes about people, but never once does he actually say when he's crossed the line. Never once does he highlight an area where he's crossed the line, because all the clips that he shows are not Cody crossing the line. It's not Cody doing anything different than any other commentary channel like his does.
In a huge way, where if someone was watching this video and it was about them and they didn't have tough skin, that could seriously affect them. And I can only imagine the ripple effect that this has to his audience, for them to be like in school and be like oh, what the f is that? What's that backpack? Like, who is that girl? Look at that girl sitting by herself at lunch. Like, think of how far that hatred goes to his videos that are getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 9 million views. And I challenge you guys to like remove any hate that's within you. And if you are jealous of someone, if you don't like someone, if you find yourself like talking shit about someone, like change that narrative and change that conversation, and don't be a part of just like bringing people down. It's like, there's no point.
I'm gonna say this right now. It's really not right for me to speak on how other people feel about Cody making videos about them. Personally, if Cody Ko were to roast the crap out of me in a video, it would be the high point of my life. I would be so happy. Not only would it give me exposure from people who watch his channel who've never seen my channel, but it's an honor. It's like when celebrities roast each other. It's camaraderie, it's friendly, it's just what people do. You mess with each other, you josh each other, you throw jabs at each other. It's not that serious. Please, Cody Ko, make a video about me. Just pull me over the coals. I promise you, I will not feel bullied. I will not feel upset. It would be hilarious. I would be so happy about it. I wonder if Jake Paul knows that every single kid in like elementary school and up has seen a bully meaner and bigger and worse than Cody Ko, and probably not as funny.
And I challenge you guys to like remove any hate that's within you.
I challenge you, Jake, to remove any hate that's in you. And when you're finished doing that in about 2.5 to 3 years, come back to YouTube and then we can talk.
And if you are jealous of someone, if you don't like someone, if you find yourself like talking shit about someone, like change that narrative and change that conversation.
If you find yourself jealous of somebody, if you find yourself talking shit about somebody, change that narrative and change that conversation. Jake Paul is obviously, and clearly to me, in my opinion, don't come for me, clearly so jealous of the James Charles, Tati, Jeffree Star thing that basically took over YouTube for like the better part of 2 weeks, that everybody was making videos on, that everybody was talking about. He's so jealous of not only that, but of Cody Co. Because what Cody does takes intelligence, and it takes a certain wit, and it takes a quick mind. And in this video, I can tell that Jake Paul does not have that quick wit, that quick mind, or that intelligence. And I'm not talking badly about people who aren't able to make commentary videos about other videos and come up with things quickly to say. But I am talking badly about Jake Paul because Jake Paul has found out how difficult it is to sit down, watch a video or watch a series of videos, and then make quick commentary about it and make sense. Because he cannot do that, and he hasn't done that. And we're 6 minutes into the video.
And I think since like stuff's on the internet, like it's all like kind of like funny, and it's easy to like laugh at these things when people are making fun of other people, yes, but
when you watch Saturday Night Live and you've got the actors on there making fun of the women from The View, are the women from The View mad about it? Maybe. But they know that it's just comedy. They're not sitting over here making videos about how hateful the cast and crew of Saturday Night Live are. Because they're logical people who understand that there's a difference between somebody coming at you and bullying you over the computer, telling you to go kill yourself or telling you you're nothing or you're useless, and continuing to pound on you until you feel so bad about yourself that you start feeling that way. That's cyberbullying. Making a video about content that somebody has put out on the internet, knowing it will be critiqued, knowing it will be seen, and knowing people will have a different point of view about what they put out, that's not cyberbullying. As a content creator myself, I know when I post a video that I'm gonna have mixed reactions to it, no matter what, because people always see things and see the world in a different way. No matter what I put out, I know I'm not gonna get 100% likes or thumbs up. I know I'm not gonna get 100% positive comments. I know there's gonna be people in my comment section who go out of their way to try to make me feel bad about myself or pick on my physical appearance or the way I say things or my eyebrows. I always get that. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, first of all, I know who I am. I know that they're just mean people who are actually internet trolls, who are actually hiding behind a keyboard, who are actually, could be considered cyberbullying. But second of all, I put myself out there. And when you do that, you should expect that you'll get some sort of backlash. You're not always gonna have everybody praising you and telling you how amazing you are. And honestly, nobody really wants to see that video. It's not funny.
what that is actually doing to these people that you're laughing at or that he's like making fun of. And I can only imagine what he's going through as a person, like how hurt he feels on the inside to where he needs to like drag people down.
So now Jake Paul, the armchair psychiatrist, is psychoanalyzing Cody Co. I can't imagine how hurt he feels on the inside where he has to do that to other people. I think after Shane Dawson made that video, that series of videos about Jake Paul where he was like, oh, he might be a psychopath or a sociopath, Jake Paul said, let me get online and take like a quick course in Psych 101 so I can better understand what these allegations are against me.
So if you feel like that, if you're one of those people that like maybe feels like you need to hate on other people, or you find yourself hating on other people, accept that and maybe figure out how you can not do that.
All Jake Paul does is hate on other people. I mean, that's not all he does. He also, acts like a rapscallion all over YouTube, all over his neighborhood, all over the country. But typically what he does is just hate on other people. He had a fan once who was from like a different country. I forget what the name of it was. But when Jake Paul asked the fan, where are you from? And the kid told him, Jake Paul said something like, oh, I feel like you're just a terrorist right now and you're just about to drop a bomb on me, or some stupid shit like that, which suggested that he thought the kid, who I believe was from a Middle Eastern country, was a terrorist just because of where he was from. If that's not hateful, if that's not bullying, if that's not a suggestion that there's some sort of ignorance or hurt inside of you that you may need to take a look at, I don't know what is.
So I say we go confront him in person.
Okay, so now they're gonna go confront him in person after 7 minutes of absolute nonsense.
Okay, so Jeff just texted me and said that Cody just got to his apartment. We are about 20 minutes away. So apparently like halfway through the interview, they're gonna spin Cody around. I'm gonna go into this closet that's on the set. I'm gonna be hiding in that closet.
He's gonna be hiding in the closet.
And then Jeff is going to ask Cody a question about me, and I am going to come out.
Yo, hold on a second. Is he drinking his coffee out of a straw? It's in a coffee cup that looks like a hot coffee cup. Is Jake Paul drinking his coffee out of a straw so that all the whitener that he puts on his teeth doesn't get ruined? Is that what's happening? I mean, okay. I guess he wants his teeth to stay as white as the seats in his car.
And then Jeff is going to ask Cody a question about me, and I am going to come out after that. I don't want to, like, violence isn't the answer. Like, it'll be like, hey, what up, bro? Like, I'm gonna fight you. Like, no. But like, I do want to get a point across that, like, that Cody, you are a piece of.
So he just literally looked at the camera and said, I want to get the point across that, Cody, you are a piece of shit. I am trying to shine a light on people who bully people and call other people names and try to make people feel bad about themselves. And as I'm doing that, I'm calling this person a piece of shit. And he wants him to know that he's a piece of shit. What is happening? Like, who told Jake Paul, this is a great idea, Jake? This is what you need to do. This is the best idea you've had since it's every day, bro.
That's true.
I've heard stories of, like, girls, again, crying and, like, literally being so hurt by your videos that, like, it's ruined their days or weeks even. I'm not cool with that.
Like, what gives him the right to do that? I feel like he'll be so shocked. Like, to me, the people like this are really the most hurt people inside.
Yeah.
Okay, this kid, Rary Aesthetics. I don't even know how you say that.
The people like this are really the most hurt people inside.
Yeah.
These are not the type of people that Jake Paul needs around him. These yes men. These people who are like, yeah, man, what gives him the right to do that? Like, I feel like he's hurt inside. Who just reiterate everything that Jake spews out back to him so that Jake allows them to remain in his orbit. These are not the people that Jake needs around him. Jake needs people around him who are going to look at him and say, you're an idiot. Or this is a stupid idea. Or this actually doesn't make any sense if you think about it. Or if you want to do this, let's plan this out better and actually have an argument, a valid argument that nobody can find a hole in. Let's spend more than 5 minutes planning this video, okay? That's who he needs around him. Instead, he's got Rary Aesthetics, who just, is like, yeah, man, Cody Co's the worst. Like, what gives him the right?
All right. Here we go. What up, bro? Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. It's been a couple years, huh? Yo, so what's going down right now?
So Cody Cozy is up there getting a haircut, and we were just having a conversation about, people that he's made fun of and all that, so I'm gonna need you to kick his ass, okay?
Wait, what did he just say?
I'm gonna need you to kick his ass, okay?
Okay, so this kid in an Aeropostale shirt, he says what's happening upstairs, and then he says at the end, I think he says, make sure you kick his ass, okay? Didn't Jake just say violence wasn't the answer? But he seemed to find that funny. He wasn't like, no, dude, in the Aeropostale shirt, violence isn't the answer. I'm not here to kick his ass. I'm here to teach him and help him be a better person because he's hurt inside.
Violence isn't the answer. Like, it'll be like, hey, what up, bro? Like, I'm gonna fight you. Like, no.
I'm gonna need you to kick his ass, okay?
What's happening? The suspenseful music is happening now.
What's up, man?
Are you serious?
So they come in and Cody Co, like a normal human being who sees somebody, a fellow content creator technically, although I don't know if we could call what Jake Paul does content creating. He sees a fellow content creator and he goes to shake his hand because he's a normal, decent human being. And Jake's like, no, I'm not gonna shake your hand. I'm mad at you.
Sit down. No, do what again?
Come in, but
Come in what? Nicer?
come in nicer, dude.
And this Jeff guy's like, do it again. Come in nicer. Oh yeah, Jeff, you set them up, but you want Jake Paul to now do what you think he should do because Jake Paul takes instructions from anybody. Jake Paul actually takes a good idea of coming into the room in a nicer manner and actually shaking the guy's hand instead of leaving him hanging, he's gonna take that good advice so he doesn't look like a complete asshole. No, it's Jake Paul.
You don't care
You
about
cyberbullies kids, bro.
kids.
You
You're a
cyberbullies
kid.
kids, bro. I don't like that.
Which kids?
So then he's like, I don't like when you bully kids, right? And Cody's like, kids? Which kids? And instead of answering, because there are no kids, there's no kids, they don't exist, Jake's like, I don't like that, man. I don't like it.
I don't like cyberbullies, and you're a cyberbully.
I'm sorry. Hey, man.
You're a cyberbully. He just straight arm points at him like a 5-year-old. I can't do this.
Sorry, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bullying you.
No, I mean, it's not okay, but for real,
I just can't tell if he's joking.
No, I'm not joking at all. Like, I'm not joking.
Cody has no idea what to say. And then Jeff's over here like kissing Jake's ass.
Hey, had a great time at your party last week. If you have another party,
you can be there, bro.
Cody's on the phone. He's probably texting Noel like, you would not believe the shit that just happened to me. This joker, Jake Paul.
Where do you stop? Where's the line? You know, where is it like funny versus like that's f***ed up and like you're spreading like a lot of shit on the internet that's bad.
I mean, we all have different lines.
No, for sure, for sure.
Cody's like, you know, we all have different lines. And Jake's like, oh, for sure, for sure. And then he's like, man, that was like deep. I don't even have a response to that. We all have different lines.
I see what you're saying for sure. Like I told him if he made a video about me, I'd be
And then who's this guy in the couch? Who the hell is this guy in the couch saying if Cody made a video about me, I'd be crushed? You are a grown-ass man. Somebody making a video about you on YouTube should not be something that crushes you. Maybe annoys you. Maybe makes you mad for 5 minutes before, you know, you have your coffee for the day and continue on with your life. But crushing you, it's a little dramatic. Who are you?
But then at the same time,
I told you, man, I keep it fun. I keep it lighthearted.
no,
You don't.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
And then Cody says, I keep it fun, I keep it lighthearted. And then all these people in the room, they're like, no, you definitely don't. The cameraman, I don't know who the cameraman is, probably whatever, Raimi Aesthetic or whoever was sitting next to Jake in the car. He's like, you don't, man.
The other side of the spectrum, you know? But there should be like a middle ground where like we can actually make a difference and he can be a little bit more thoughtful and I can be maybe a little bit more understanding to like comedians.
So now they're in the garage. Like, I can be a little more understanding of comedians and, you know, what comedy is and how sometimes comedians talk about real people and real things. I can be understanding of the whole concept of comedy. You know, if he can just, you know, try to be a little bit more thoughtful.
He didn't really seem like he was trying to budge. Like you were pretty understanding, you know? And you were trying to like find like a new perspective, and I don't think he was really open to that.
No, yeah.
He was just kind of deflecting the whole time.
You were trying to find a new perspective, and I don't think he was really open to that. Because there's no new perspective. Jake Paul's perspective is not a new one, it doesn't exist. It's a fake perspective. It's a perspective that he copied and pasted from other people's ideas and theories about cyberbullying and society and psychology. He kind of threw them together in a pot and stirred them around, and then they came pouring out of his mouth in a very hard to understand, nonsensical way.
Back now and watching this footage back over. So homie immediately like tries to, you know, he smiles like, you know, he's definitely obviously nervous. He goes to shake my hand because he's probably so caught off guard. What you do have is a talent, Cody, and I challenge you, bro, to take that talent of like being funny and put it elsewhere.
I challenge you, bro, to take that talent of being funny and put it into a better place.
Into something positive that like doesn't create so much hate. That's really the main point I'm just trying to make here.
Are you trying to find me?
Instantly gets scared.
Instantly gets scared.
He's like sick. Oh, look at his face. Look at how nervous he is.
So now Jake Paul's making fun of Cody and how he looked and mocking his, you know, facial expressions. Yes, because that is exactly what people do when confronted with you, Jake Paul. We all quake in our shoes. We're so terrified when you walk into the room.
Yes, sir, dude. You don't care
You cyberbullies kids, bro.
kids.
You cyberbullies kids, bro. I don't like that.
Which kids?
Which kids? Like he's deflecting.
Then he says that Cody's deflecting when Cody asks which kids. You just said that he cyberbullies kids, and Cody legitimately asked which kids. Deflecting would be asking a question about something else. So if you said you're bullying kids, and he said, I'd like an apple, that's deflecting. Or if you said, hey, you're cyberbullying kids, and Cody was like, well, you actually have bullied kids as well, that's deflecting. But he asked to clarify which kids so he could answer the accusation. Jake Paul's actually the one who deflected when Cody asked which kids, and he said, I just don't like it, man, because he didn't answer the question, didn't want to talk about it because he didn't have an answer.
Like, he doesn't even want to like what kids, which kids? Like, bro, how about the 200 videos that you have on your YouTube channel?
And you're a cyberbully. I'm sorry. Hey, man. You said sorry.
I'm sorry, man.
And do you see when Cody says, I'm sorry, like in a sarcastic way, because he's not sorry, because there's nothing to be sorry for. Jake's like, oh, he's sorry, guys. He said he's sorry. Like, we can cut this now. This is good. I got what I wanted. I feel like he kind of conceded to me in a way. So, like, let's cut this before he actually comes at me with his sharp and sarcastic way that I know he has, and I cannot answer that.
Yeah, I'm sorry for bullying.
Looks down at the ground and like is like, I'm sorry, man. Like, these are the types of like, they're not like he's not like a real man. He's 28 years old and he's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, sorry for talking shit about you for 45 minutes.
Now he says Cody's not a real man because Jake Paul bombarded him unknowingly and not called him and was like, Cody, I think you might be a little bit of a cyberbully. Like, can we talk about this together and, you know, change the narrative and find a way that we can agree or meet in the middle? You set him up, surprised him while he's getting his hair cut in the barber chair, which I feel like is a very vulnerable place for a man to be. And then you say that he's not a real man because he said he was sorry and he immediately gave you what you wanted. He's not a real man?
Like, it's crazy that he just like doesn't care. Like, he's just like so like into himself and like we all have different lines and like maybe he's just a sociopath.
So Jake Paul just brought out the maybe he's a sociopath line. Jake, did it make you feel good when after Shane Dawson's videos came out about you, not saying Jake Paul was a sociopath, but suggesting that he might be, did that make you feel good when everybody started talking about that and saying that they thought it could be true? Did it make you feel happy? Did it make you feel loved and accepted? Or did you feel hated and did you feel negativity? When you throw out terms like that, like for instance, calling somebody a predator, when you throw out these blanket terms, maybe he's a sociopath, you're the problem. You're the one who's causing hate and gossip and keeping this cycle going of what you say is destroying society, ruining our children of the world.
I don't know, like, I don't want to talk about mental health, but like,
I don't want to talk about mental health, but you just did. So if you're going to talk about mental health, that's cool. I would like to have a conversation with you about mental health. I would like to see what your thoughts are about your own mental health. But if you're going to do that and you're going to come to the table with mental health terms, you better have some information to back it up. You better have some facts to back it up. You better at least know something about mental health if you're going to talk about it and basically suggest somebody might be a sociopath.
Maybe he has like a mental health issue where he doesn't have empathy for other people.
I feel like you're not sorry though. Like,
Maybe he has a mental health issue where he doesn't feel empathy for other people. Isn't that what they said about Jake Paul? I think the only thing he knows about sociopaths is actually what he learned from Shane Dawson's videos, because I believe that the only things Jake is interested in are things that concern him. He literally gained everything he knows about psychology and psychopaths from the Shane Dawson series because it happened to concern him, and that's the only thing that he gives the time of day to. If Cody Ko had not made a video about Jake Paul or Logan Paul, we would not be here talking right now. That's the point, because I can't watch this shit anymore. If Jake Paul really had an issue with cyberbullying and people who make videos and make fun of other people, if that was a real thing for him, close to his heart, important to him, important to society, and he wanted to be on the forefront of changing the narrative and putting a voice up against it, if that was interesting to him, if that was important to him, he would have picked somebody who never made a video about him or his brother, even though I feel like that would be hard to find at this point. But he would have picked somebody that had nothing to do with him or his family, because then it doesn't look like it's a personal vendetta. Right now it looks like it's a personal vendetta. Right now it looks like the only reason that you have a problem with Cody is because, as you said at the beginning of your video, he's your #1 hater. I think that Jake's underestimating how many haters he has. You have lots of #1 haters. If Cody Co never ever brought Jake Paul onto his channel, we would not be talking about Cody Co. Jake Paul would have never talked about Cody Co. Jake Paul wouldn't even know Cody Co existed, because Jake Paul, he might be a narcissist, since we're just throwing around psychological terms today. Cody Co did come out with, like I said, a response, and he said he's not going to make a That's Cringe video about this video because it is a That's Cringe video all on its own. And he's absolutely right. This hurt me to watch. I don't even like Jake Paul, and I felt like ashamed for him. And I was like, ugh, it hurt me. It hurt me to watch it and to hear him try to formulate a complete thought that was his own independent thought, not something he was regurgitating from something he read online or he heard in, a documentary. Something that was actually his own personal belief that he feels strongly about, that he feels is a platform he wants to be a part of. He just wanted to get exposure like Tati and James. He wanted to find somebody that he could go after who was big enough to have, enough people know who he was so that they would get the views. And he did that. Just like I asked in my James Charles video, if James Charles had pushed Tati's vitamins in the way that she had wanted, would she have ever made that video? If Cody Co had never said a word about Jake Paul, would Jake Paul have made this video? Okay guys, let me know what you think about this. And what warms my heart is that this has 63,000 thumbs up, most likely either from Jake Paul's friends and family and, numerous 13-year-olds who have no idea what they even just watched, but they thumbed it up because it's Jake Paul, it's every day, bro. And 399,000 thumbs down. So that warms my heart. That lets me know that there's more intelligent people in the world than there are unintelligent people. There's more people who can see through his games and his tactics and his nonsense that came out of his mouth for this entire video. And I could sit here and give you a list of the horrible things that Jake Paul has done, the horrible things that he's been accused of. His brother videotaped a dead body hanging in a forest. His brother's the reason that YouTube content creators today have problems with being demonetized. I blame the Pauls for that. That was the original adpocalypse when Logan Paul went to the suicide forest in Japan and taped a body hanging there. He's been accused of doing horrible things. It has been proven that he's done horrible things. He made an entire song talking about how bad teachers are, but he's a good example for the youth of the world, somebody that kids should be looking up to instead of looking up to somebody like Cody Co, who's actually smart and quick on his feet. Jake Paul, who makes a song about how bad teachers are and how you don't need school to survive in life. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think that you always need school to survive or do well in life, but maybe that's not the best message to be sending out to kids who are like 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It was bad, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about this video. If you like this sort of casual me talking about what's going on YouTube, I probably won't do many of them, but I just felt compelled to because, Cody Co is like one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And I believe this other dude, the barber guy with the podcast, who I'm not happy with him for setting Cody up at all. He said he just did it for a free plug from Jake Paul. And he was like, thanks, man, it worked. You set somebody up and you basically tricked, according to you, a guy who you consider a friend, who's Jake Paul, and a guy who you had on your podcast to interview, which is a business transaction. Whether you're friends or not, it's business and it should be kept professional. You tricked them both and set them both up so that you could get a plug for your channel and get additional traffic, and you're like pleased with yourself that it worked. It's the stupidest thing ever, so I'm not like a fan of him. And even though I know I just spent this whole video internet bullying Jake Paul, I would still ask for you to put up a voice against cyberbullying. Stay kind and stay beautiful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
A long lazy little dress, she tempts with the devil's sweet caress. And I must confess, oh no, the heart skips like a stone.